In this video, I'm going to be going over Scientist format, which is November 2003. And since the last video that I did, the only set that came out was Magician's Force, and cards that came out in that were like Apprentice Magician, Breaker the Magical Warrior, Magical Scientist, and Tribe Infecting Virus. Then looking at the November 2003 ban list, we have Breaker put at 1, Tribe put at 1, and that's it. You know, just hitting a couple very good cards down the one that will end up seeing play for formats to come. Okay, now hopping right into the match, we have GMYFS versus Gabalola Bologna, and this is going to be the finals of a tournament from this format, and we will see Gabalo go ahead and win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and they will decide to go first. 41 versus 40. Also, after this match, I'm going to show both of their deck lists, so don't leave when it ends. And then we have Pot of Greed, Spirit Reaper, Mystic Tomato, Forceful Sentry, and Painful Choice. They have Cannon Soldier, Gillosaurus, Premature Burial, Fiber Jar, Magical Scientist, and Wabaku. Okay, they said Lost Rock, Paper, Scissors, GG's. Yeah, because this is a FTK deck. But here, they do not have the FTK. They needed a way to get like Magical Scientist plus like another body on board, but that's just not gonna work. They like needed like the turtle there. Then go ahead, set Wabaku pass, they draw Graceful, and we have a lot of broken cards on this side of the table. So we're gonna go Pot of Greed, draw Injection Fairy Lily plus MST, and then we will now go Graceful Charity, draw Dark Hole, Cross Out, and Torrential. Well, I guess Knock is what it's called in this. Then discard, Knock, go ahead, hit the Fiber Jar. They go ahead and both banish. Then MST the back row. They're going to go ahead and chain Wabaku, then activate Forceful Sentry to go ahead and look at the hand. And then they're going to go ahead and hit the Magical Scientist to go ahead and rip that out. Then set Torrential, set the Injection Fairy Lily, pass. Okay. I'm not too sure why we set the Injection Fairy Lily. I guess it gives us like another body, so that way next turn we can go like flip, normal summon, and then try to do damage and rip from their hand. Okay, that makes sense, They draw Wabaku, and then just go main phase, and then set, pass, draw Torrential, and then flip, normal summon, battle phase, swing, and then they're going to go Wabaku, and they'll still get flipped. But then no damage, then won't be destroyed by battle, draw Cannon Soldier, normal summon out Cannon Soldier, battle phase, attack into the Spirit Reaper, pass, draw Breaker, and then normal summon Breaker, battle phase, beat over, pay 2k, go ahead and out that, then Breaker, beat over, and then Spirit Reaper attack directly, and we know both cards in hand. And this will go ahead and hit the Cannon Soldier, unfortunate, pass, they draw Imperial Order. That's probably just game. Yeah, they probably just lose this one. Premature Burial to go ahead and summon back out from the grave, and it's like, sure, that's fine. Bring out Cannon Soldier, attack over Spirit Reaper, and then set Order, pass, draw Ring, and then they just switch this to defense because it's not going to do the most into the back row, and then we're going to go Breaker to pop, then Battle Phase, beat over, then Breaker swing. Yeah, and it's not like we need like the extra 300 off this to like guarantee game or anything next turn. Set Ring and then pass, and then yeah, we just win. So going on to the next game now. Hopefully Magical Scientist is able to do a little bit more here. So onto this game, we will see Magical Scientist FTK go first. Opening hands, we have Torrential, Book of Moon, King Tiger, MST, Ring. They have Ring, Catapult Turtle, Last Will, Metamorphosis, and Fiber Jar. So, and Last Will. Okay, but this is just game, right? We can go Fiber Jar, Metamorphosis, Last Will, and then that will go ahead and summon out Catapult Turtle and Magical Scientist, unless if I'm tripping. Yeah, so activate, yeah. So they're gonna go ahead, bring out, and then, okay. They don't actually play it in their extra deck, because back in the day, you didn't have to play 15 cards in your extra deck. There was no limit. You could play every extra deck card at 3. So this is the Fusion 3. Then they're just going to go Magical Scientist 7 times, and then Catapult Turtle to go ahead and tribute, burn, 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 and that's FTK. So, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and dump, and I don't even know why they're actually playing it out. Like, obviously, they play what it takes to FTK. So just go ahead, dump, and then, yeah, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, and then go ahead, tribute, and then tribute, and that is game. So, on to the next game. We will go ahead, and we will see... I don't even know what deck this is. Is this just Tomato Control? Pretty sure this is just Tomato Control. We have Mystic Tomato, Regeki Break, Sangan, Dust Tornado, Confiscation, and Tomato. They have Last Will, Spiritualism, Painful Choice, Witch of the Black Forest, and MST. So Spiritualism isn't a card that really sees much meta play up until like 2014 HAP format for like Infernity. But this can return one spell, trap card your opponent controls to the hand. This card cannot be responded to. Like, it cannot be negated or anything. Well, it can be responded to, but this card's activation effect cannot be negated. Which is, like, really important, especially against, like, Infernity in 2014, because you activate this, and boom, all their traps are not live anymore. Activate Confiscation to go ahead and rip from the hand, and then they said that is a lot of back removal. They said, will you open Imperial Order? Said, sorry, this is taking longer than I'd hope. Said, think. Go ahead and rip the Witch. Set Sangan, Dust Tornado. Oops. Okay, just go ahead and pass. They draw Gravekeeper's Watcher. Sure. I guess this is like a cool card in this matchup. Because your deck has like a lot of key pieces that it wants to keep in hand. So if they activate something like Confiscation, you could just go ahead and use this and send this from the hand to the graveyard to negate the activation. So that way you can like keep your key pieces, because there is a lot of cards in this format that do rip from the opponent's hand. So I think it's like a pretty cool choice for that deck. Something that we haven't really seen in like any recent formats, because this is like the biggest combo deck that we've had. So just gonna go ahead, pass, draw Mirror Forest, flip. And, like, look, you don't even have to, like, FTK right away or anything, because they're not going to end the game that quick. It's going to take them multiple turns to end the game. They draw a Magical Scientist. Okay, but they do have a lot of back row now. They're going to go Painful Choice to go ahead and show 5 back row removals. Then they're going to go ahead and return the Spiritualism to hand, because all these cards out back row. And this card just returns with the hand, so, like, it outs it for the turn, but at least eventually we get it back. So we definitely would rather have them have that. Then they go activate Last Will, then MST, pop Mirror Force, Spiritualism, bounce back Dust Tornado, Spiritualism, bounce back the Regeki Break. And then normal summon out Magical Scientist. They said, let's see if this is enough for game. Said, are there fusions with 14 attack? What level? Any? Not to my knowledge. Well, this is, probably something good to know. But they can't use this effect as many times as they'd like, because it did take damage, right? So it's like, yeah, I guess this is a little bit different than, like, playing the Jar Deck Out deck in GOAT format. Because this deck, you actually need to, like, pay life points to be able to do your combos nicely. So they're going to go ahead and summon out the Flame Ghost, and then summon out some bodies with 21 attack. And now these monsters can also not attack directly. Otherwise, it'd be so easy to go for game with this card. It already is fairly easy to go for game with this card. But they cannot attack directly. So they're going to go ahead, beat over Tomato, and then they have the Tomato effect to go ahead and summon. But I was going to say if they summon, that's just because they're going for advantage. And then it just gets beat over. But they'll, still take damage. And then they're going to go no Sangan effect to search, which I'm confused. Was this optional back in the day to search? I actually don't remember. And why wouldn't you search? I must be tripping. There must be a reason why. They're going to go ahead and bring out the turtle. They said no... Wait, Sangan? Oh, they do play Sangan? I mean, they are using the effect? Okay, go ahead, grab out Witch of the Black Forest. Okay, I must be tripping. I thought no search meant, like... Okay, sure. Go ahead, swing. Then they're going to go ahead and turtle, tribute. Okay, and then pay to go summon, and then burn again. Then they have the effect to burn for 150, then 500. So yeah, that's just not enough. It's close, but it's just not enough. It's like almost off. Said, well, had to go for it. Yeah. Okay, so now they just pass with Turtle on field. And then that's just game. Like, they just lose this one. Well, I guess they don't lose right away, right? Go ahead, beat over, put them down to 200, and then set Dust Tornado, Regeki break pass, draw Regeki, and then normal summon out Watcher, activate Regeki, and then pray this goes through, but they already showed them our Regeki break earlier, then Witch of the Black Forest for game. So GG's. That was actually pretty close. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't lie, like an FTK deck like this, like it is kind of boring overall compared to like, you know, the tomato control deck where at least you have like a lot of back and forth gameplay. You can have a lot of misplays in the matches and really capitalize off your opponent playing bad. Where this deck is kind of just like, you know, just burr straight through and hope you had what it takes to win the game. Or in an instance like this, you just don't have what it takes to go for game. And yeah, I don't know if they really could have done anything that different. Like, I don't know. Maybe they just needed the painful choice like the turn before and hope that they can get like a body off of it or something. I really don't know. Like, this deck isn't that great. Like, I know it's called Magical Scientist format, but like all the recent tournaments are all won by Tomato Control over this deck. Just because this deck, you know, has way more RNG to it. And it's just, FTKs aren't consistent enough back in like 2003, right? We'll start seeing like more FTKs pop up though over the years. But okay, going ahead and going over the deck list now. Looking at the first place deck list, we can see that they play a King Tiger in the main deck. They play 2 Gravekeeper Spy, which this is something that we'll probably start seeing more and more in decks where they play a couple Spies just because they have a lot of defense on them. It's one body that produces another body. We can also see Magical Scientist being played in this deck just because you can like, you know, bring out Scientist off Tomato, you can search it, you can summon it, you know, bring out a few bodies to be able to go ahead beat over their board. I guess like it also is like decent setup if you're able to like Tomato bring it out and already have like Yada in hand or something, or like Spirit Reaper in hand, and then you're able to like wipe their board and then rip a card from their hand or stop them from drawing the next turn. Now looking at the second place FTK list, we can see Poison of the Old Man in the main deck. We can see a bunch of Scapegoats, 3 Spiritualism, you know, some Wabakus to help keep yourself alive, and it's the same as Scapegoat to help keep yourself alive. We can also see meta with Scapegoat with Thousand Eyes Restrict. This is like the first time we're seeing this now. Also, you see them side deck into like some more staple type cards like Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest. Overall though, I feel like this deck is just not nearly as good as Tomato Control. Like maybe, I feel like you could definitely optimize this deck more. Like there's no way I'm playing 41 cards in this deck. Like I'm sorry, but there is no way that is ever happening where I play 41 cards in an FTK deck like this. Like I would want my deck to be as consistent as possible. We also see something missing from this deck that are played in other builds of the deck where they try to play stuff like Reasoning to have more consistency. Maybe this player decided that it just wasn't necessary, but at the same time, they might just simply be wrong. And I feel like there is definitely ways to optimize this deck more and more in this format, but I don't know how far people are willing to like push the boundaries on this deck, just because the deck overall is like worse than Tomato Control. But I still feel like at the end of the day, this deck could be improved and potentially could become the best deck in the format. But with all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace, have a nice day, stay safe.